Good morning, students. So in the last class we discussed regarding empirical formula and solved some numericals based on it. किसी numerical solve करथिली आउ किसी तुमको assignment देथिली. So I have given you some assignments. So some of you have solved it and sent it to me. So thank you very much. तो बहुत जन ठीक करिछो second और third. So most of you have solved it correctly. That is question number 2 and 3. But first one बहुत जन भूल कर दीछो. So first let us solve the numericals given in the last class. Coming to question 1, determine the empirical formula of iron oxide which contains iron 69.6% and oxygen 30.1% by mass. Then we will start with the columns. So columns first hochi, the first column is element. Element is the first column. Then percentage is the next column, percentage. Then atomic mass, next column is atomic mass. Then next column is relative number of atoms, relative number of atoms. How to find out? Now percentage divided by atomic mass will give you relative number of atoms, told you in the last class. Then last one is the simplest ratio. Simplest ratio in which these atoms will be present. So make 5 different columns, then we will try to solve it. So first element given is iron, so write iron Fe. Percentage 69.6%. 69.6%. Atomic mass of iron is 56. So relative number of atoms will be percentage by atomic mass, that is 69.6 by 56. So let us see what will happen. Then next is oxygen. Oxygen percentage given is 30.1%. Oxygen atomic mass is 16. So what will be the relative number of atoms? Now 30.1 divided by 16. So let us see what are the results. So I will be using the calculators, but you have to calculate it manually. Okay. So first 69.6 divided by 56. It will be 1.24. 1.24. So I am using calculator, but you have to do it on your own. Okay. Then next 30.1 divided by 16. 1.88. It is 1.88. Okay. Then you have to go for the simplest ratio. Simplest ratio. So how to find out? Now you have to pick up the smallest one. This is the smallest one. Now 1.24. So it will be divided by both. So first one 1.24 divided by 1.24. It will give you 1. Then here 1.88 divided by 1.24. It will be 1.51. Then you have to convert it into simplest ratio. So when it is 1.5, it cannot be 2, it cannot be 1. So what we need to do? Now it has to be multiplied with 2. It has to be multiplied with 2. It becomes 2. It becomes 3.02. That means almost equal to 3. Okay. Now this is the simplest ratio. Oxygen 3, iron 2. So the empirical formula will be Fe2O3. So this is the answer. So most of you could not follow it. So this is how you have to convert it into simplest ratio. Multiply 2 in both the cases. Okay. So it will be Fe2O3. So this is how to solve this numerical. Then we will proceed to question number 2. Next, students, we will go to question number 2. An organic compound contains carbon 92.2% and hydrogen 7.7%. If the molecular mass of the compound is 26, then find out the empirical formula and molecular formula. So only 2 elements are given. We will start. I have kept the same columns required everywhere. So first element is carbon. It is 92.2%. Atomic mass of carbon is 12. Relative number of atoms will be percentage, that is 92.2 divided by 12. Next, let us see what will be the answer. Then hydrogen 7.7%. 7.7%. Hydrogen atomic mass is 1, so it will be 7.7 by 1, that is 7.7. This one is easy to find out. Let us see what is the result of 92.2 by 12. So 92.2 divided by 12. It is also 7.7. It is also 7.7. So it's a simple one. Both are same. So we have to, simplest ratio will be 7.7 by 7.7, that is 1. Here also 7.7 divided by 7.7, that is 1. That means the organic compound contains 1 carbon atom and 1 hydrogen atom in its empirical formula. Hence, the empirical formula of the compound will be CH. 1 carbon, 1 hydrogen. Then empirical formula mass. Let us calculate empirical formula mass. Carbon is 12 plus hydrogen is 1. That is 13. Then in order to find the molecular formula, we need to find the value of N. How to find out? The molecular mass by empirical formula mass. So molecular mass N is equal to the molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass. Empirical formula mass. What is it? Molecular mass is given as 26. Empirical formula mass calculated to be 13. Now it becomes 2. So the value of N for this one is 2. So what is the molecular formula? So molecular formula would be N into empirical formula. N is 2, empirical formula is CH. So 2 into CH. So what it will be? Now C2H2. It will be C2H2. So this is the answer for you. So this is how you have to solve the numericals. So next we will be going to question number 3. So next, students, we will be going to question number 3. An organometallic compound on analysis was found to contain carbon 64.4%, hydrogen 5.5% and iron 29.9%. Determine the empirical formula. So again, we will follow the steps. So what will be the answer? Now we back 5 columns. First column is for element, then percentage, then atomic mass, then relative number of atoms, that is now percentage divided by atomic mass. That's why atomic mass column is kept after percentage column. Then simplest ratio. So So we'll make 5 columns like this. So we'll start with the first element, that is carbon. Percentage given is 64.4%. 64.4%. What is the atomic mass of carbon? Not 12. Radioactive number of atom 64.4 by 12. So later we will find out what is the value. Then next element is hydrogen H. Percentage is 5.5%. Then atomic mass is 1. So what will be the relative number of atoms? Now 5.5 by 1, that is 5.5. Okay. Then last one, that is iron. Iron percentage is 29.9%. So next is iron Fe, 29.9%. So 29.9%, and atomic mass of iron you know is 56. So it will be 29.9 by 56. So let us find out these two values. 64.4 by 12, 64.4 by 12. So it is 5.36. 5.36. Then 29.9 divided by 56. It is 0.533. 0.533. Okay. So this is how we have to find out the ratios. Okay. Then we have to find out the simplest ratio, for which we have to pick up the smallest one. Which is the smallest one? The 0.533. So we will divide it with everyone. So first one will be 5.36 divided by 0.533. Let us see what is it. Then second one, 5.5 divided by 0.533. Then last one, 0.533 divided by 0.533. It is 1. Let us see what are these two. Okay. So 5.36. 5.36 divided by your 0.533 is 10.05. 10.05. Then 5.5. 5.5 divided by 0.533. It is 10.31. So these are the exact ratios. Then what we have to do? Now we have to chop off them, round off them. So 10.05 means it is 10. 10.31 less than 0.5 means it is also 10. Okay. So next is to convert them to simplest or nearest whole number. So 10.05 will be 10. 10.31 also will be 10. Anything less than 0.5 will be less than that. So how many carbon atoms are there? Now 10. Hydrogen 10. Iron 1. Hence the empirical formula of the organometallic compound will be C10, something like C10, then H10, then iron 1, so C10, H10, Fe. So this is the empirical formula of the given organometallic compound. Okay. So this is how we have to solve the numericals based on empirical formula. So next students, we will have an idea regarding types of chemical reactions. You have already read it earlier during your 9th or 10th class, I think. So only we will recollect those memories because it is required here. So next, types of chemical reactions. Brief discussion regarding types of chemical reaction. How many types it can be? So you know chemical reaction can be of different types. That is combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, combustion, redox. So these are the various types of chemical reactions. So we will discuss them one by one briefly. Okay. To start with, as I told you, first one is called combination reaction. Combination reaction. So first I will give you hypothetical equation. A plus B gives rise to C. That means two different substances, they combine to form a new product or new substance. So this is called combination reactions, also known as synthesis reactions. For example, 2Na plus Cl2 will give you 2NaCl. So this can be one example of your combination reaction. There will be two different substances which will combine to produce one product, product or one substance. So it is also known as synthesis reaction. It is also known as synthesis reaction. Okay, so this is the first example or first type of chemical reaction when two substances combine to produce one product. Okay, then second one is the reverse of one. That is called decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. Article ulta decomposition reaction. Just reverse of this. That means AB will break down in presence of heat, light, etc. It has to break down to give two or more substances, A plus B. So when a single substance breaks into two or more simpler substances, then that reaction is called decomposition reaction. Gotiye substance jete heat ba light effect re kon hobo na, it will break to form two or more products or two or more substances. Then this reaction is known as decomposition reaction. For example, calcium carbonate. So when it is heated, it breaks down into simpler substances. That is calcium oxide plus CO2. Okay. So this is an example of decomposition reaction. The next, displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. So here what will happen? Now when in the reaction in which one element displaces another similar element in another compound is called displacement reaction. That means suppose A plus BC, then what will happen? Now one of these will be replaced. B will be replaced by A. So A, C plus B. So one element will displace another similar element in another substances. Then it is called single displacement reaction. That means the displacement will be taken by one unit also. Okay. So now metal can displace a metal, a non-metal can displace a non-metal. For example, Zn, zinc plus HCl, 2HCl naba, zinc plus 2HCl. Now ZnCl2, zinc will displace hydrogen here. So ZnCl2 plus H2. ZnCl2 plus H2. ताले कौन होला? Zinc एटी hydrogen को displace कला. So when a single entity is displaced by a similar entity, then that reaction is called displacement reaction. So these are the first three examples of chemical reaction. We will discuss the next. The next, students, number 4 is double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. So let us see what happens first, then we will define it. Suppose AB plus CD. A is the positive part, positive ion, B is the negative ion. Here C is the positive ion, D is the negative ion. Okay. So already every substance has a positive part and a negative part. So it contains a positive ion and a negative ion. Suppose A is the positive ion and B is the negative ion. Similarly, C is the positive ion, D is the negative ion. So what happens? Now these positive ions, they interchange their positions. That means both of them interchange their position. Positive, they interchange their position. Negatives, they also interchange their position. ताले A in place of A, क्या आएगा? B. ताले A, D, new substance form will be A, D, A, negative of this one. Similarly, C, negative of this one, C, B. So a chemical reaction, when the positive and negative ions, they interchange their positions. That means it's a double interchange. The cations, they interchange their position, as well as the anions, they interchange their position. So it becomes a double displacement. That means the interchange becomes two times. So positive parts, they interchange their position, negative parts, they interchange their positions. Okay, then this reaction is called double displacement reaction. We will take the case of silver nitrate, AgNO3 plus with sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Let us see what will be the product. You can predict the product. What is the positive part here? Now here the positive part is silver. This is the negative part. Here the positive part is sodium. Negative part is chlorine. So these two will interchange their position. So Ag will combine with Cl. So AgCl plus क्या रहेगा बाकी Na with the positive part, it will combine with NO3. So sodium nitrate. So this is called double displacement reaction. Both the cations and anions, they interchange their position, hence it is called a double displacement reaction. Normally during this reaction, a precipitate is formed. A precipitate is formed. Normally during the reaction, a precipitate, that means a solid substance is formed. Okay, so this is called double displacement reaction. The next one is combustion reaction. Combustion. Combustion means reaction in presence of oxygen. Normally the carbonaceous metals, they undergo oxidation in presence of oxidation means addition of oxygen. Next I will be telling you. So normally the fuels, what are fuels? Which burn in presence of oxygen to provide heat and energy. Okay. So normally any substance which combines with oxygen or which reacts with oxygen to produce heat and light, then that reaction is called combustion reaction. That means simply it is burning in presence of oxygen or a reaction in presence of oxygen which provides heat and light in the form of energy. Okay. So for example, methane. Methane is a gas which is a fuel. It will combine or burn in presence of oxygen. So any fuel, this is a fuel and it is a carbonaceous metal. Carbonaceous metal kaha koiba? Na any metal which contains carbon. So any fuel when burns in presence of oxygen, definitely it will produce carbon dioxide plus water plus enormous amount of heat. Plus sufficient amount of heat it produces. That's why they are used as fuel. Fuel na kama kar na they used to produce heat. Okay. Now balance कर दो देखिए 2H2O कर दियो 2H2O then 2O2. It is balanced now. Okay. So this is an example of combustion reaction. Okay. So any substance which reacts in presence of oxygen to produce heat or light, then that reaction is called combustion reaction. Normally the fuels, they undergo combustion to produce heat and light. Okay. Next, redox reaction. Next students, we will discuss regarding redox reaction. So it is a separate topic in your first year, so you will be studying it in details. So for the timing, I am just giving you hints so that you can follow different terms. Different terms of use of in the meanwhile you can follow kari paribo. So redox comes from two words. Red means it comes from the word reduction. Red comes from the word reduction. Ox comes from the word oxidation. So from this you can define what is a redox reaction. Now it's a reaction where simultaneously oxidation and reduction takes place. So what is oxidation? What is reduction? So let us first know what is reduction. So what is reduction? So first let us know how to define reduction. There are old concepts and there are new concepts. So what is old concept? Number one, addition of hydrogen. So how to define reduction? The first point, it is addition of hydrogen. So when hydrogen will be added, definitely oxygen will be removed. That means in other words, removal of oxygen is also known as reduction. Removal of oxygen. So these are old concepts. But the modern concept is with respect to electrons. So this is the most important one. Addition of electrons. So what is reduction? The addition of electron. When electron will be added to a species, then that is called reduction. So addition of electron is called reduction. Or there is another term called oxidation state, which will be taught to you later on, but for the timing you remember it. That is decrease in oxidation state of an atom. So these are the different ways to define reduction. One rakhiba, old concept hochi addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen is called reduction, but modern concept is called like this electronic concept, that is addition of electron is reduction. So when electron will be added, obviously the oxidation state of the atom will be reduced, will be decreasing. So decrease in oxidation state of an atom. So this is how we have to define reduction. Then next, how to define oxidation. Just the reverse ones. So first definition. Here it was addition of hydrogen. Here it will be addition of oxygen. So in any reaction where oxygen is added is called oxidation. So addition of oxygen. So when oxygen will be added, what will be removed? Na hydrogen. So next, removal of hydrogen. So these two are again the old concept or old definition of oxidation, addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Then modern concept will be with respect to electron, shift in electrons. So here reduction was addition of electrons. Okay. So here it will be removal of electrons. Removal of electrons. So when electron was added, the oxidation state of an atom was decreasing. So when electron will be removed, the oxidation state will be increasing. So number 4 will be increase in oxidation state of an atom. Okay. So generally, when in a reaction, reduction takes place. Reduction means addition of electrons. So when electron will be added, there must be another substance which will be producing electrons or which will be giving electrons. That means normally in a reaction both oxidation and reduction they take place simultaneously, and that's why they are called redox reaction. That means the reaction in which both reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously is known as redox reaction. Which is our definition of the reaction in which the reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously is known as redox reaction. Example, 2Na plus Cl2 gives rise to 2NaCl. Okay. So here Na, sodium, is reduced to Na plus. So electron will be removed from it. So it will be oxidized to Na plus, then Cl minus, Cl will be reduced to Cl minus. Then what about my chlorine atom will be chlorine minus, then Na sodium atom will be Na plus. So it is clearly visible, chlorine to chlorine electron has been added so that it becomes chloride ion. So addition of electron means reduction. So here the reduction takes place. Then removal, sodium has been converted into Na plus, that means electron has been removed here. So removal of electron means oxidation. Okay. So they take place simultaneously. That's why this reaction is an example of redox reaction. Okay. So these are various types. These are various examples of reactions. Apart from it, there are many other types of reactions also. So this is what is required for you, at least for the time being. So one types of reaction which is essential for you. Then this is an introduction of redox reaction. So as I told you, there is a detailed chapter in your first year heading redox reaction. So it is the brief introduction. So you have to remember these definitions, at least the old form of definition that was used earlier, then the modern form of definition with respect to change of electrons or shift of electrons. So electronic definition. So you have to remember all of these. Then this is for today's students. In the next class, we will be discussing chemical equations. You know, this is the shorthand representation of a chemical reaction. Suppose we want to depict the reaction taking place between hydrogen and oxygen to produce water. So what we need to tell? Now hydrogen reacts with oxygen to produce water. So this is a long form. So any reaction, a chemical reaction which is taking place actually can be represented in a shorthand manner. That representation is called chemical equation, which we will be discussing in the next class. So no assignment for today. So this is for today. Thank you very much.